What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Fragger Builds. So as you guys probably saw in the intro, I did end up clearing out this entire village area, and so all of the houses are now gone. And this is all of the resources that I was able to collect from clearing all of that out. So we got quite a bit of oak wood, especially oak wood stairs. But anyway, last time we built up this blacksmith right here, and I think it turned out amazing. And then we also built up this fountain here. And of course, we did move all of the villagers over here. So now all of the villagers are in this village. Last time I also asked you guys what you think I should do next, and at the time of recording this, according to the poll, you guys want me to build up the grain processing facility, which is going to be on this river right here, and it is going to have a big water wheel, and hopefully it will look amazing. Now, I do believe you guys are still able to vote on that at the time of recording this, so it may actually end up changing, but I do have to start recording this episode and get things moving, so I don't really have time to wait until the poll finishes. So I am just going to go off of what the poll says right now at the time of recording this. Now, in addition to doing that grain processing facility, I think I'm going to do a little more work on these pathways here and get them a little more connected up, and probably get some going off out towards that village area, which I have mentioned before in a previous episode. I want to turn this old village area into a farmland. So there's going to be a big farm over here. But I obviously haven't started that yet, so I'll get to doing that later. And I may actually have that as one of the options on what you guys think I should do next time, but I'll get to that later. That is not something we need to worry about right now. So I am also planning on having the pathway come around here, around this side of the lake, and I will have it connect up to the grain processing facility over there on the river, and then I will also have it connect up to the Fletcher shop, which is probably going to be somewhere around here. And I obviously am not going to build the Fletcher shop today, most likely, so I'll probably have to do that at a later time. But anyway, I am going to get this area cleared out a little bit more and then start planning out today's build, which is going to go right here. I've got this guy pretty much planned out right now, and I'm pretty happy with how this plan is looking. So to explain it a little bit, my plan is to have a tower in this corner here, and this is where the water wheel is going to be attached on this side of the tower right here. And then it is going to go into the river, and then the river is going to cause the wheel to turn, and then there's going to be some stuff inside of the tower here that is then going to crush the grain. And so that is how all of that is going to work. And then attached to this tower here is going to be this main building, which is going to be where all of the other processing for the wheat occurs, like getting all of the grain out of the wheat. And then off to the side here, there is going to be a storage area for a lot of the other stuff and the general storage needs of this facility. So like the wheat and grain and other stuff. And then over here is going to be where the main entrance to the facility is going to be. And then the pathway is going to come through here, and then it'll wind down here, and then go off over there, and probably connect up to the butcher shop over there. So that is my plan for this area, and I also cleared out this little area here for where the Fletcher shop is going to go. But as for the materials for this grain processing plant, I am going to try and do gray stuff for this. So like stone, andesite, cobblestone, stone bricks, and gravel, and that kind of stuff. And maybe even some gray concrete powder. and gray concrete, but we'll see about that. But that is my plan for the walls of this area, and I might make the tower something else. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I'll figure that out later if I want to make the tower a different material. And then for the storage area here, I am thinking about making it out of spruce planks, potentially. I'm not 100% sold on that, but that is my plan right now, is to make it out of spruce planks. And I think I may also make this main entrance here out of spruce planks as well. And then for the roof, I'm thinking of doing deep slate right now, but I also might do black stone. But right now I'm leaning more towards deep slate. And I may actually make the roof of this tower here a different color. So the roof of the tower may end up being black stone instead of deep slate. But for the main part of this building, I think I might do deep slate. But that is my plan for this guy right now. And I do want to make this main part of the building rather tall. So it's just going to be like 1 story. And then there may be some like scaffolding or something like that in the ceiling and the roof, so that you can store some other items up there and kind of get up there. But it is going to mostly just be 1 story tall. And it is going to be rather tall as well. Maybe like 7 blocks in the air, something like that. So it is going to be rather tall. But anyway, I'm going to get building on this guy a little bit more and get him looking a little bit better, so it's not just a bunch of posts sticking out of the ground. So I got this guy built up a little bit more, and I wanted to try something really quick for the roof. And I'm just going to do a small sample size here and see if it looks any good, because I'm a little bit curious to see what this looks like. So that should be enough to get a good idea of what this guy looks like with the crimson wood. And I don't know if that looks any good, to be honest with you. I'm not really feeling that, so I'll probably take it down. I just wanted to try it to see if it looked any good, and just experiment, I guess, because you never really know if something's gonna look good until you actually implement it. So this guy did not end up looking as good as I was hoping he would. But anyway, for this roof, I don't know if I'm going to do deep slate like I initially said I was going to. I am thinking about doing a nether brick roof, but the only problem is that guy is also a nether brick roof. So I don't really want to do another one. Like I've said multiple times before, I kind of want to keep each one of these buildings feeling a little bit more unique, so they're not all the same. So I'm probably not going to do another nether brick roof, but I'm not sure. I mean, I did already kind of do a deep slate roof there, so... But anyway, that's enough talking about the roof. Let's talk about what I did for this guy. So as you can see, I did end up doing the spruce planks for this storage room, which is a block lower than the other rooms. And I kind of like that height variation. I think it looks really nice. And then this main entrance here is also spruce planks. And I'm thinking about changing up this roof, because it's the same style roof as the storage room. And I'm thinking of doing just a standard peak on this one. I'm not sure yet. But I did decide to do this dark oak for the roof, and I think it looks pretty good. We do have a lot of dark oak roofs here, so I was a little hesitant to do that, but I think it's okay. They're going to be different from the main roof, obviously, and I didn't really want to do spruce for these roofs either, because this is already spruce, and we do use a lot of spruce roofs here as well. So I didn't really want to do spruce, but I think this dark oak looks pretty good. And then coming inside here, for the floor, I went with a combination of stone and stone bricks. And I kind of made this little pattern here to make it look like the floor is worn down in this main pathway here a little bit more than on the edges. So the edges are stone brick, and then the center is stone, and it gives this sort of effect like the floor is a little bit more worn down here. And I think that looks really good, and it makes a decent amount of sense for this. So I'm very happy with how this floor turned out. And then for the walls of the main building here, I went with a combination of cobblestone, stone brick, and stone. And I kind of transitioned this from cobblestone into the stone brick and then into the stone towards the top. And I think that texture transition turned out very good. I'm really happy with that. And I did put in some of these windows here. I put one on the tower there and put one on this wall, and there's a window there as well. And I just filled them in with iron bars. And I think that is really good for the windows. And then for this main tower here, as you can see, I used a combination of tuff and cobblestone and just kind of transitioned the tuff into cobblestone as it went up. And I might increase the height of that tower a little bit so it kind of peeks out over the main roof line here, because that roof is going to be very tall. And that tower might honestly get lost in the roof line. I'm not sure. It may turn out pretty good in the end. We'll have to see though. And then obviously on this side of the wall, there is going to be the water wheel. So I didn't put a window in there. I may put one up towards the top though, like around where that piece of tuff is. I might put a window there. But there is going to be a water wheel here going into the river. So we don't really need anything crazy on this side. And my elytra is deployed. That was interesting. Anyway, I did forget to put some tuff there, so I'll have to put some there to make it look like it actually goes into the terrain and isn't just sitting on top of it. But anyway, that is pretty much as far as I've gotten. Obviously, I still need to do the roof and the water wheel. And then this guy's pretty much finished, other than the interior, of course. So, yeah, I'm going to hopefully finish this guy, and then we can get started on the pathways. Alright, so I've got this guy completely finished, including the interior, and I think he turned out pretty good. I do kind of think it would have looked better with a different roof, with something more like a dark oak or a spruce roof, but I don't really want to use those again because I've already used them quite a bit. But I think it looks fine with this deep slate roof. I just kind of think it's a little bit too much stone. This entire thing is stone, including the roof. But I think it's fine. I think it'll be okay. So I also have this water wheel here, as you can see. And I think this water wheel turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And the inside of it, I have it connected to this thing that is supposed to turn. This turns, and then this, it's supposed to turn this guy as well. And then the grain is going to be put on this stone here. And then as it turns, then it crushes it. And that's kind of the thing that I'm going for here. That was probably a really bad explanation of what happens here, but hopefully you guys understood that a little bit. But anyway, going over the rest of the interior here, I did put this guy up here so you can get onto this scaffolding. It's not really scaffolding. I forget what you call this. But there's like more storage up here. I can't actually put anything because it is not on a block level. As you can kind of see there, you might be able to see, it's a little bit higher than a block. So I can't put anything on here, unfortunately. So it's not like I can't actually use it as storage, but that is like the general idea of it, is that you could store some more stuff up there. And then I also have this storage room here, and I just put a bunch of these hay bales and composters around everywhere. And I did get a farmer villager, but I don't know where he went. And the only composter I have in this village is they're in here. These are the only composters I have. So yeah, I don't know where he went off to. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that too much. And then, of course, as you can see, I did go with a black stone roof for this tower, and I think it turned out really good. I'm very happy with how that looks. And I put a bunch of these azalea leaves all over the place on the outside. And I do kind of feel like it may be a little bit too much, but I think it looks okay. Yeah, it may be a little bit much, so I may tone it down a bit, but I think it's fine for right now. But anyway, what I want to do next is I want to do the pathways around here. And I'm thinking about making a bridge that goes from over there to over here. And I'll have to build out the terrain here a little bit more. It actually would have been perfect if I didn't build that house right there. I wouldn't have to build it out at all. I could just have it come straight across from here. But unfortunately, I built that right there. So I'm going to have to build out this terrain a little bit more in order to get a bridge across here. And hopefully, once I do that, the farmer villager will actually see the composter over here and then come over there. But anyway, I am going to get working on the pathways. Again, like I said, I'm going to have it come around here, over there, and then I'll also have it go around and meet up with the butcher shop over there. So I'm going to get working on that, and that was interesting. But anyway, I'm going to get working on that, and yeah. So I have these pathways pretty much finished up. As you can see here though, I do have a little bit of the pathway here behind the blacksmith that still needs to get done, but I'll do that once I work on the farm over there. But as for the rest of this pathway, as you can see, I have this dirt pathway here coming off from the center of this medieval village, and it's just going all the way around the lake, and I did connect it up to that butcher shop over there, so it is completely connected up now, and it just kind of goes all the way around. And I also have a few points here and over there as well, where it connects up to the center of the village using some bridges going over the lake, and I think those turned out really good. But as you can see, it does kind of just wind through the dark oak forest here, and then eventually it makes it to this butcher shop, and then this goes all the way back around. But overall, I'm very happy with how these pathways turned out, and I think they look really good. Now, as for next time, I'm going to let you guys vote on what I should do next. So your options for what I should build up next time are the tavern, which again is going right here on the peninsula, or the Fletcher's shop, which is going to go over here next to the grain processing facility that we just built up today. And then your third option is to build up the farm, which is going to go over here where the village used to be. So if you are interested in affecting what the next episode is going to be, then make sure to go to the community tab on this channel and vote in the poll. But anyway, that's pretty much all that I have planned for this episode. So today we built up that grain processing facility, and then we also built up all of the pathways around this lake and made this guy feel even more like a medieval village. So if you enjoyed this episode of Fragger Builds, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And if you have any suggestions for this series or any other series on my channel, then make sure to leave those down in the comment section. But anyway, that is all for this episode. So as always, don't forget to keep building.